Welcome to another edition of Inspired Discussions. They call me Sibley. Serving people is who I am, is what I do. I'm with my co-host,
Remy.
Remy.
Yes, sir. Realizing energy made me. What's up? What we got? How you feeling? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I had a I had a great week. It was overflow as always. Um, so y'all, today we was gonna talk about business. Yeah, we
Yeah.
still gonna talk about that because I'm intrigued because it wasn't me that wanted to talk about it. It was Remy. So I'm so
Yeah.
intrigued. Like I'm so intrigued. Why?
I got a reason, but yeah.
But we having a shift. We having a shift because he need to get this off because it been on his mind, and if he don't
Right.
get it off, he
I'm gonna
said
hold
it's
on
gonna
to it.
stick with him all day. He gonna hold on to it, and he was explaining to me how that's something he been practicing, just releasing stuff, and I wasn't talking. You notice I wasn't responding to you. I was just letting you talk because
Yeah.
we were I ain't want to get too much off recording before we start talking because I go back and look. I'd be like, man, we put the good content before we start the episode.
Bro. No, that's for real. No, that's for real. For real.
That's
Yeah.
why when you ask me what you ask me, I'm like, oh, this what you want to talk about? I'm like, okay, it's time. It's time to start now. But he was telling
Yeah.
me how he liked to release things and just get it off. And
Yeah.
what I was
Cause
thinking when you was telling me that, I try to do the same things, even if it's not to a certain person. I just say it out loud and
right.
be like, I release this thought and this intention. I do not accept it. You know what I mean? And be done with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah. That's pretty much what it was, really. Like you said, I noticed that when I hold on to different thoughts or I don't know, scenarios, moments, energy in my eyes, when I hold on to certain energy, no matter if it's positive or negative, I'll end up just thinking on it on a constant basis throughout the day or throughout the week, and it kind of just builds up and like takes up room for me to really focus and accept other energy that keeps me focused and motivated on a regular basis. So that comes in handy, especially when it comes down to negative energy or whatnot. So that's why I was like, you know what, I gotta always just share whatever I'm thinking in the moment, just so I can let that go and continue to fuel myself with other energy that keeps me going, that I can always build up off of. But initially, I forgot how did I say I started that? It was I had asked you, when it comes down to doing different things in your life. I'm gonna just use myself for example. When it comes down to doing different things in my life, and in my eyes, it comes across, a positive or helpful to most people. I get like a wonderful support system out of people that I don't even really know, and that's dope to me. At the same time, before I even act on whatever it is that I'm trying to create, an idea, a project, or whatever, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, this gonna be dope because I got the best support system in the world with my family behind me. But then sometimes when I do it, it comes across like it never happened in a way, with people that I'm expecting to be like, that was a good job. Not saying that I'm looking for them to say, oh, that's an A+ right there, like a seal of approval. But it's just a shift behind what I originally thought when I came up with the idea or the project to act on in the moment. You always get the greatest support from people that you don't ever really know, which is awesome. But it just confuses me in a way to, man, what happened to the support with everybody else that I thought I was really gonna have the support from? That's what that was about.
That's facts. Because I learned that I don't want to say the hard way, but it was kind of hard in the fact to where when I was, reaching out to, certain people that I thought was gonna be down and
Mm.
ready to rock, and that wasn't the case. It was damn, what what the hell? you know,
Right. No, that's exactly it right there. Yeah.
but I even got a YouTube video where I talked about this. I think it's on my page. I don't know if it's active or not still, or I might have deleted them. But I had a YouTube video, and to sum up the video, the quote that's from it is is why you wait on the people that you know. It's the people that you don't know that's gonna change your life. And
Mm.
I got so many valuable relationships of people that
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like my partner Trey,
Yeah.
like I say, we never interacted, in person. It all been like an online partnership, and it's a $1 billion partnership. That $1 billion frequency, that's from our relationship, like because it's solid in what we've been able to create. So yeah, man, like I just stopped focusing on it. And what I'm even learning now that I'm further along my journey, those
Yeah.
people that you thought was gonna show you the love, they always been they watching, but it's just like, you know, they they just need their time to, come to their own. But even on another deeper level, like some people just be too focused on what they doing, because I know I can be one of those people that, that maybe haven't supported as much as I should, but that's just because I'm tunnel vision,
Right.
so
Right. Right. Right.
I'm tunnel vision. So, but that's still really not an excuse, because that's how you create. You know what I'm saying? You show gratitude, you show love to others, and
Yeah.
things work out for the greater good. Episode, I want to say it's like 5 or 6.
No, I mean, I can see that. I can definitely see that. It's, yeah, with people staying focused on certain things. I mean, it can definitely, like you said, come across as a legit reason behind it, whether busy or focusing on other things, then come across it, then hear about it, whatever it may be. I can understand. I can understand that. It still just feels weird a little bit to me though. That's all. That's all it really is.
That's just, I think that's just the way it is, though, man.
Because I know for a fact, I get what you're saying, because like I said, well, I've said this before in our conversations. I don't know if I said this on video, but when it comes down to like being on the game or whatnot, I feel like all the people that I reach on the game or on an app or somewhere else, I feel like all of those individuals that I've had conversations with are delivering the energy or giving off the energy, at least, that I can always continue to build off of and continue engaging with them, because they, I guess I could say, appreciate or understand the actions and why I acted on certain things a certain way. So no matter who it is on the game, I ain't never, seen any of these individuals, but yet every single one of them, if I had a conversation with them, they're like the best supporters, or I don't want to say fans really, but the best supporters at the end of the day. And it's just like, man, this is the energy I would expect from a brother or a sister or cousin or auntie or uncle, whatever it may be, and then not getting that energy that I'm getting from a stranger. It's like, what in the hell? How does this even add up? But like you said, it could be a legit reason, no matter what it is. So I'm
It's
definitely open to
just like, what it just people be just into different stuff, man. That's what it be, and like they don't understand necessarily what just a message of encouragement to do. Because when I just look at support, I don't even I look at that as just as useful than anything. Because I know, and Denise done sent me certain scriptures at certain times where they was just so on point to
right.
that moment in my life. I'm like, oh man, I needed that right now.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it's the stuff like that is just makes just as good as a impact on you as a share, like, or a purchase, or whatever,
Right,
a
right.
listen, or whatever so it may be. So that's why I just focus on getting the content out there. I'm like I tell you all the time with the podcast, I'm like, let's just show up every week,
Right,
and let's just get it out there. Everything else gonna fall into place with the consistency, and
right, right, right.
we continue to get better. So,
Yeah,
everything else will fall into place, including the support, man.
right. Well, I know it's been plenty of moments where you said what you said, get out your feelings or something like that. Well, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna get out my feelings and not make it about me. I understand. I understand. But now that I got that off, now it's like, all right, cool. I mean, let's go. I got that energy out. Now, with me hitting you up earlier, I think, was that yesterday? No, that wasn't yesterday. That was probably a few days ago.
It was
Earlier in
like,
the
I
week.
want to say Friday. It was probably like Friday.
Okay, yeah. With me hitting you up about wanting to talk more about business, it was it was just a realization in that day period. Me realizing like something hit me, when you get an idea and you like, oh, you know what? That's what that was, because that day I feel like I've talked to so many individuals, bro, that was talking about business, talking about LLC. I'm like, yo, I have never had this much energy about business and stand on that the entire day. It was to the point to where I probably woke up, I don't even know, probably let's just say 12 in the afternoon. From 12 in the afternoon to the time I text you, which I'm not even really sure what that time was, the entire time I had business on my mind just because somebody else brought up a conversation about business, LLC, money, stocks, or whatever. I'm like, you know what? Dre, this is just for Dre, pretty much. This is Dre. And even the questions that I had in those conversations, it was like, you know what? I'm not even really sure how to answer that question, because half of those individuals that I had the conversations with, it was kind of them asking me, what did I think about something? Do I need to do this? How did I do this? And I'm like, you know what? I don't even have an answer to a lot of those. I have an answer only to the actions that I made regarding myself and my Your Fellow Sickler brand. But the other half was like, you know what? I don't even really know that, because this is still kind of new to me. But I know somebody who do.
That's yeah,
Yeah. So
that's my bread and butter. And
Man,
that's what I was
so
telling you, that success formula. It's the most watched, it's the most viewed one, the most plays. And that's the one where I probably talked about business the most in that one.
oh,
So
that's what you were saying earlier. I heard you say something about success
yeah.
formula. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
when I was looking at the plays or whatnot on Anchor, and I was doing that. But for me, man, it
Yeah,
always
what
been
triggered that
about
mindset for you?
it always just it's just meant for me. Like that's what I was created for. I
Mm,
can't say it's just like, sir, that's what I didn't, always wanted to do, because I can even go back to in high school and remember, I want to say it was in the 10th grade. Was
okay.
it in 10th or 11th? One of the two, 10th or 11th grade. Uh, that in my business class, I did, we had to, build a company, and I did a real estate company, you know. And 7 years ago, well, shoot, 3 years ago, I had just found out, like, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to build this real estate empire. It had grown to so much more since then, but
Right.
that was like the foundation. And so, like, it had always been, a desire, because even with my time in the network marketing and the marketing and whatnot,
Yeah.
when we did those I forgot what it was called. It was the little career thing when you took the test, and it listed your top 10
Oh, dang,
careers.
I forgot all about
Yeah,
those, yo.
I still
What?
got mine. I still got mine. I still
What?
got mine. In my top 10, I've done
I
something
forgot all about that.
over the last, since I graduated, the last, shoot, it's going on, it'd be 15 years next year. So it's 14 years. Like 10 of those, it was 10, and I have maybe like dabbled in at least five of them
What?
in some form of way. So it had always been a part of my personality and a desire, so
Dang, bro, I forgot all about those career
yeah.
tests.
Yeah, I
Yo,
still I
that is
still got mine,
crazy.
and I look at it because it let me, because I think I was touching on it. I think I might have talked about it a little bit last week. Remember, I was telling you about the BMW. I picture myself having a BMW with 10 years after high school with a
Yeah, yeah,
hundred and
yeah,
something. That's
yeah.
what that was from, because
Yo,
I
I'm
constantly
curious
look at
now.
stuff, because I always like to know, like, what benchmarks I used to set for myself, because
Right.
it's personal development for me, because it let me know, because I always, like, I kind of, live by something now, to where I'm never, I got my beliefs, I got my values or whatnot, but I'm never necessarily set in stone in them, if that make any sense, because I constantly expose myself to different things, and then they start to shift the way I feel about certain things. I'd be like, oh, I didn't know that about that. So I tweaked the way, certain things, kind of like how over the years you get with religion, where you start getting exposed to different things, and you like, hmm,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
hmm, that don't make
yeah.
too much sense, too much more sense no more, so
No, I get that. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, definitely. Especially like religion. Yeah, certain things you go through or notice or whatnot, it's like, you know what? That makes sense, but it only makes sense to this extent. While on the other side, this makes sense completely, and I can work with this a lot more. It's not negating one or the other. It's just
exactly,
the way you perceive and the way you engage with whatever it may be. But
exactly.
yeah, I'm man. I'm gonna try to figure out. can we still take those tests or something? Because now I'm curious what mine was. I forgot all about those. But if I can find a way to take those career tests, whatever it was, and see what the results was, I'm so curious to see what mine was. Now that's so dope. Oh man, I'm looking right after this, bro. I kid you not. Dang.
Hey, you may, dude.
What?
You may
Okay. All right.
remember when you took it. You make him go back to the school.
Man, F, I ain't going back to the school. F that.
Yeah, I'm
That's
just
not
saying
happening.
how bad you want it. You know, teachers be keeping everything.
Yeah. No, you right. You right.
Teachers be
Now,
keeping everything.
some something else that came up a lot within the conversations this past week or the day that I hit you up was LLC. What is a LLC? What is that?
It,
Just period.
it's a limited liability company. It's a company. It's when you file when you set up a company, no matter what state you set it up, you got an option to set it up as it's the most common company people form stuff under because I got two. One.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
Now,
two. I got two.
now, when you saying it's the normal way most people form a business under, is this on the same level as like a trademark or a copyright or
Nope,
no?
nope, nope, nope. They not one and the same. Like, cause the trademark and the copyright, that's like probably the most legal form. Like you would go and get the LLC and then go get your name trademark. You know what I mean? So they two separate things. The trademark make it so nobody can use your name. You know, just because you
Okay.
got the LLC name don't mean, you own the rights to that name, unless you got
Okay.
the trademark to go with it.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is this is me just trying to get an understanding because, like I said, I don't really know much about this, but I've heard you bring it up a lot and other people. So here we are. All right. So the trademark is just all right. You can't use my name. So in my case, you're a fellow sickler, but the LLC is okay. Your fellow sickler is a business title, not just a trademark title. Well, no, trademark is you can't use this. LLC is okay, this thing that can't be used is officially a business. Is that
Right,
LLC?
right. Yeah, it's a business entity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, so once you get your LLC, what can you do with it then? Or is
Uh
this or is it just like I know I'm gonna keep going back to trademark. I'm just trying to get comparisons. Or is it just one of those things where it's like, okay, your fellow sickler is a business. Good job. Like that's it.
no, you can start, building business credit. I got a bank account that's in my business name.
Okay.
So you separate you basically separate your personal from your business. So now, like anything we're done with passion, I handle it, in that account,
Oh,
So
okay. So with me taking out the actions of doing that without a LLC, like everything that I do in regarding your fellow sickler, I have in a separate account or whatever already, like now to this day. But right now it's being looked at as just a regular banking account, like it's just another civil individual instead of a
yeah,
business account.
yeah, cause your name on that other account, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's good that you got it separate, but like if you want it to be, considered, like separate from you,
Right.
You need to set up the
Okay.
LLC, you know, and get the account.
Okay. Now,
Switch it all over.
something else a friend of mine was asking me, or he was kind of like, I don't know, sharing what he know about it or whatever. But like I said, I couldn't confirm nor deny if what he was saying was like accurate. So he was saying that with the LLC, I could take out loans or whatnot and do with that as I see fit as a business, compared to like if I was to do that now, even though I got my own separate account and it's not looked at as a LLC, it'd be me taking out a loan just as an individual.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah, yeah. Because this now this part just be is what I'm still because I'm learning, I'm learning the credit part of the game
Okay.
because it go back to like kind of what we was talking about at the beginning a little bit when I was like I'm learning how to um well no it wasn't at the beginning, it was right before we started talking about
Okay.
hold on. No, okay. I was making sure my computer was plugged up. I thought that was the battery. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm about to cut
Oh.
off. Making sure we don't get cut off. But like how I don't,
Okay.
stay stuck on, certain values that I have.
Yeah.
Because when I started, this deep finance journey like 2 years ago, I was stuck on cash. I'm like, I'm gonna figure out how to create cash. That's gonna be my capital. I ain't messing with credit. Like cash gonna be my bread
Right.
and butter.
Right.
But as I grew. I
Yeah.
started, just growing more. Just as an entrepreneur. Starting,
Yeah.
listening to the things that I was being told, and it just started making sense for me. I'm like, okay, this credit is how you keep the cash flow, because
Okay.
credit is how you keep the cash flow. For example, because if you got, you know, 100K in cash, and then you got 100K in credit, like that 100K in credit is more valuable than the 100K in cash. You know what I mean? Because
Oh, all right.
it is because and that's the reason why I didn't remember what I was saying was telling you about not getting my car fixed because I didn't want to put all the cash into that
Mm.
that one expense, you know,
Okay.
because when you put your cash in it, what else do you have? You know what I mean? Well,
Oh, okay.
what else do you have? Like say you got an expense of $200, and if you got 100K in credit, and then you only got say you only got 200 in cash, what you gonna use? Go use your credit, and then you know what I mean. And then you still have your cash. Of course, you're gonna have to pay it down eventually, but you buy yourself some time to for your next cash
Oh,
flow opportunity to come through. Just from a business mindset and just with
okay.
small numbers. I mean, the same can be said for 200,000 and $1 million credit line. It's all the same. The numbers just change and get bigger.
Okay. You know that got me thinking now, because that's exactly how I am today. I've never really focused or worried about like credit in any type of way. It was just, all right, I'm gonna do this, spend my cash, and then that cash I spend is gonna generate more cash that I can continue to recycle. I'm not gonna even deal with credit because I already know what comes with that on a negative scale, at least. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with it. I'm gonna just deal with the cash on my end. So that's really how I feel today. So hearing that, it's like, okay, so maybe I should focus on like a LLC and all these other credit options that are really out here, because it sounds like it's more beneficial no matter how I'm using or gathering the cash in a way. If that, I don't
Yeah,
even know if that
cause you
sounded
know what
like
I
it made
mean. Like
sense.
once you use that, man, you put yourself you in a bind where it's like, okay, I gotta wait for my next cash flow opportunity, or I gotta save up to get to this amount. But if you got the 1K to 5K in credit, use your credit, pay the mins while you go to work, do you know what I mean, to create more cash, to pay down your credit, and then you can,
Right.
just keep recycling it and repeating. You should always have, the rule of thumb is whatever you got in cash, you should have at least 3 times as much in credit. So
I have
like
never heard that before.
that's my benchmark that I be setting. So, and so
Okay.
I gotta go by the end of the year or within the next 4 months, really. 5K cash, 20K credit, at least
Hmm.
15. So, that,
Okay.
that's
So
just certain
for
certain benchmarks.
okay, the LLC, what are some requirements or things that you could recommend before you go take an action on dealing with or getting an LLC? Like, what are the important things? It's like, okay, do this, and do this. That way, when you do this, the LLC, it'll be whatever.
What you
Easy.
mean as far
Like,
as that?
like when I had to do my trademark. No, when I first thought about doing my trademark years ago, I didn't know that certain things had to be in place for me to even go through the process of dealing with a trademark or getting a trademark or a copyright or whatever. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some type of requirements that have to be met to even try to get an LLC. That's what.
Um, not not uh, it just
Or
gotta
no?
be available.
Oh, wait a minute. So, okay. So going to get an LLC, you can just put that towards anything, no matter what it is. You can label anything as an LLC.
I mean, you get. I send you. Man, I wish I don't have it on this computer. I get you the form, man. You fill out. You fill out. It's like forced. Oh, man, it's been so long since I filled out an LLC. You fill out 4 sections on it. It's like address, the name of the LLC, um, and a description of what the LLC do, and then it may be like one more line or something, and then
That sounds so much simpler than what I thought it would have been. 'Cause I would have
yeah,
thought it was like you gotta
you
have a trademark and or a
nah
copyright or something like that before you
nah
go get an
nah.
LLC.
I just gave some, and that's in Michigan. That's in Michigan, and then like 50. Then you send in like $50 to the state of Michigan. So I guess that's your
What?
answer. $50. That's the
What?
requirement. I guess that's your
What?
answer. That's in Michigan, everybody. If we got any listeners that's in a different state, you'll have to check with your state and see how much
What?
it is. But the paperwork is just, simple. Now the trademark, on the other hand, go find you a trademark lawyer.
Hey, I can't say the trademark, nigga. Oh my god, that was
But
like
that
you gotta
LLC
get it
info
done.
that I just dropped right there is people that charge just to do that here. So
What? It's that simple. That is
yeah, Cause I had somebody
Look at
do
them
my done
businesses.
with passion one, and then I seen like the process of doing it. I'm like, and then my next one, I end up doing myself, and I just be letting
What?
people know how to do it, you know. So
Okay, so all right, so conclusion, I guess, to LLC right now, what I got is all right. It sounds like it's the easiest process in the world compared to a trademark or any other copyright or licenses you may need, and it's beneficial because an LLC creates an opportunity for you to be able to get loans and credit a lot easier instead of taking a loan out or getting credit as a individual.
I'm not gonna necessarily say a lot easier. Like that's a bad way, not
Okay.
necessarily a good way to get good with it. Not necessarily a lot easier. It it gets some of the liability off of you personally. In certain situations though, because in some situations on loans, like you'll get take out a loan for your company, but you'll personally back it as a person, you know. So like you'll
Okay.
be responsible for it. It just depends on like where you at with your credit level. And like I say, I'm really now learning it and getting engaged in it because I was so, cash in love with my cash,
Okay. Right.
So
Right.
I'm
Okay. So
I'm I'm I'm
disclaimer
really
first off,
starting to
then.
learn it. Huh?
disclaimer. Disclaimer. Sibley is not a professional licensed individual.
Exactly. You see, that's what I was saying. I'm like, trademark go get a lawyer. I'm like,
He's not
I'm
the
I,
recommended person because
I,
he's
I
still learning it.
I'm self taught. I'm self
Okay.
taught,
All
and
right. All
and
right.
I and I got resources and mentors, I should say.
Okay.
So
Got you.
I'm learning.
Okay.
That's why I only speak on stuff that I done went through the process. That's why I'm kind of if it seems like I'm tiptoeing a little bit, I am, because if I haven't like personally went through the process, like I tell you about the LLC because I didn't went through the whole
right.
process of doing it, you know. So that's
Right.
why
Okay.
I'm tiptoeing. But what I will say though, as far as the bank account. Like that's what you need. You gonna need your your articles organ article or corporation or organization or something like that.
Okay.
It's named something like that. That's the little form that you fill out and you get it stamped by the state or whatnot. You gonna need that. Um, and your business EIN, tax ID. That's like your social security number for your business.
Good Lord. Okay.
Yeah,
See, you
and you
just
get that.
oh
That's free.
Jesus.
That's free. See, man, this what LegalZoom be charging people to do and putting all these fees on it. You get that at I want to say irs.gov.
Okay.
Uh, your tax ID, and then you're gonna need your tax ID, and what else did I need to set up that bank account? I think those was the only two things. And of
Okay.
course
So
your ID. Uh,
right. Okay. Hold on then.
yeah,
All right. So one something else that you
yeah,
said
that's it.
with uh with you going to say let's just say get a loan or getting your LLC, when you go to take out a loan or go through the process of getting credit or whatever it may be, does it also feed off of your personal credit as an individual, or it's like,
To
okay, this
start,
is a
yeah,
business?
to start. To start, I believe so. Yeah, to start. But the goal is to
Okay.
eventually, get accepted. That's why I was telling you, like, I don't know too much about it because I haven't,
Right.
experienced it just yet. It's close though. Cause
Okay.
like I
So,
say, get in there.
boy, you got me thinking now. See, I came here prepared this time. I got some notes to take. Okay? I'm in class today.
We're gonna name this therapy session. That's gonna be the title.
uh, yeah. I mean, we can title it that. We sure can. We
Therapy.
might have to speak about that off camera as well. But yeah. It's really a good
No, therapy session. No, we ain't gonna
idea.
speak
Okay.
about
Yeah.
nothing off camera.
Um.
Get off what you
Okay.
gotta get off. Wait, I don't know. You said you want to speak about it by camera. I may not want you to do that if you say it off camera.
No. It's only because okay, hold on. Let me get this out first. Um, okay, you said business ID number. Now,
Tax ID.
tax ID number. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is wait a minute. So is there two different things, or did I just make up something that don't exist? Is there such
What
thing
you
as a
mean?
business ID number and a tax ID number?
Um,
Are those two separate things, or did I just mix it up as one?
maybe maybe it's maybe a
Okay.
business license number. I don't know because I don't necessarily
Okay.
have a business license number.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Well, never mind. That
yeah.
answers the following question that I was going to have. Because I was going to say, I feel like I don't know if that was you or somebody else that I was talking to that had brought up. I think that was one of my aunts that had brought up an ID number or business number or something like that. And I'm like, how do you even get a business number? Or is that a part of like a trademark or something that comes with it? Because if it came with other stuff, then I just
It
never noticed
could
it.
it could be a business license number. I never looked into the business license number because I didn't need it for the business bank account, and like
Ah,
that's what I was trying to get. So I got it
okay.
without.
Well,
But
definitely gonna Google that because I'm like, wait a
but I
minute,
most
do I
definitely
need that?
know it is something that I'm pretty sure you gotta have. But I just haven't evolved to that point yet because it wasn't necessary for what I needed at that point.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely gonna have some homework today. Thank you, Teacher Sipley. I haven't had homework in years, but I appreciate you, man. Thanks.
Yeah, you funny.
But okay, going back to um, you said you wanted to name this therapy session. I mean, you can. I'm not really saying you can or you can't. It's just
Duh, I don't name where the fuck
on.
I want.
No. Me saying that was really me saying, oh man, that might be a confliction with something else that I have planned because there's an episode that I'm working on right now on my individual podcast, Me, You, and Value. And the title of that is therapy session for a specific reason. And I'm like, you know what? I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad. What do you think about that? Even though they're two separate things, they're both titled the same thing. Or
I'm
does
keeping
it
it.
still matter because it's still me?
I'm keeping it.
All right,
That's the
whatever.
title.
No,
Therapy
I mean
session.
it is what it is. It is what it is. A mess. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go use my
Oh.
what is it called? A thesaurus. Go find some synonyms and change.
Oh, it ain't nothing wrong with it being the same title. I'm sure there's other podcast titles out there that we don't know that's titled therapy session.
I
It
mean,
just
true,
it just fit with this podcast
true.
overall. It, that's the vibe I got. I told you, man, my titles come from my vibe. Don't be killing my vibe.
Bitch, don't kill my vibes. Bitch, don't kill my vibes. All right, got you.
Yeah, exactly.
No. All right. All right. So something else I wanted to ask you though early on in this was with you having that business mindset and knowing that this is something that you deal with or use on a regular basis 24/7 at some point, if not all the time, most of the time, you're dealing with something business related. Now, with that being like in my eyes, it's Sibley, and if I had to put like a aura or a title, a motto or something, it'd be Sibley businessman. So no matter what it is around that is feeding off of your business mindset, period. And that's me asking really with you having that business mindset and your main focus, is that always applied into different parts of your life that necessarily doesn't involve business directly? You get what I'm saying? Like if you got it as one circle in the middle, everything else branched off from that, it still feeds from who you are as a person, Sibley the businessman. Is that the case, or it's like nah?
Depends on the situation. I mean, and
Like
that's
not saying like the actions of it's dealing with money or something. Even if it's like say if it's dealing with a relationship or anything else, just because of the way you think and the way your business mind is always flowing, you may think of a different way of dealing with a relationship just because of the way you think of business. Like business help you to create a certain way of processing things no matter what it is in your life. That's what I'm saying.
I get your question, and that's why I said it's situational, and that's why that this assessment, the flight assessment, was so important to me because it's teaching me how to balance my personality, and because not all situations is that demanding, you
Okay.
know, forceful, personality necessary, or it's not gonna open that door. So, I gotta learn how to, use different keys to, to get different things done. So I guess to answer your question, um,
Hmm.
yes, but no. Like it's a yes, but no. Like yes, it comes from that because that's who I am, but it's
Right.
I guess it's a different tone, and analytically, like I'm beginning to look at it different, and I know it just depends, man. It just
Okay.
depends on the situation.
Is that a okay? So you saying it depends on the situation. Now, like you said, depending on those situations, whatever it may be, are there more moments to where it comes across natural that trigger, like that you're doing this or acting this way from your business mindset? Does it always come across natural, or is it one of those things where you sit back and evaluate whatever it may be, and you know what, I should think about this in my business mindset, I should look at this differently, or is it just natural? You just end up acting and doing accordingly.
When 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 I get when I get my routine done effectively,
Yeah.
absolutely it's naturally.
Yeah.
And when I start them days right, and I get that meditation in, and I I get into my self-awareness, and I know who I am.
Right.
absolutely it's natural. But if I don't, or I lose sense of that once I'm in the flow of my day, yeah, I react to a certain situation a certain type of way and then have to go look back at it. Maybe sometimes it'd be 5, 10 minutes after the situation. Like, man, I should have did
Okay.
this and this and that and that. So, it's all about just being in the flow. And that's why I'm working. That's my thing for the rest of the year is just focus on being who I am and not being my future self and not my familiar self. That's my focus
Mm.
for the rest of the year.
Oh, you out here hitting people with the quotables already,
Oh,
Okay.
dang, man, you know that personal
Okay.
development.
Hit me
Remember
with that one more time.
I
Hit me
told
with
you I
that.
was that's Dr. Joe Dispenza, man.
Okay.
He'll get you right. He'll get you right. Get you thinking how you supposed to think. So
All right. Hit me with that quote one more time, because I'm definitely still in that for an episode. It was something being familiar. Oh no,
no,
something not my familiar
being
self.
being in tune with my future self and not my familiar self.
All right.
Yeah, man. That's that's matter of fact, let's make that everybody that listen to us, that's y'all goal for the rest of the year. To get in tune
Dang.
with the future self. Who you see yourself being who you see yourself being and
Yeah,
get in
I'm
tune with that
uh,
person and lose the familiar you because the you right now, it can't get
that's
you to the
dang
levels
man.
that
That
you
oh.
say you want to get to.
Yep, I'm definitely gonna steal that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Uh you just gave people a year worth of homework. You out here giving out senior exit presentations, nigga.
Man, it's just my personal development, man, and I just give I just like to give what works for me and hope it you know can resonate with somebody how it did with me to help affect their life, man. It's the whole mission of the podcast, man, and it's my way of how I serve. So, and speaking of,
I get that.
um, I'm gonna say it on the podcast so I can hold myself accountable to seeing it out and doing it. I'm coming up. I'm putting together what I'm gonna call it is the Billionaire Academy, and
Mm.
it's gonna be basically a personal development community where I just give the whole blueprint of how I changed my whole way I see myself and like the blueprint I used to get to where I am now, just in the way I think and everything. And I'm a coach people, and it's gonna be my
Right.
Nobel Peace Prize work. Me and my
I ain't gonna
partner
lie to
Trey.
you.
It's gonna be our
Every
Nobel
time I
Peace
was
Prize
writing,
work.
every time I was writing something down from what you were saying or whatnot, I was sitting here thinking like this low key a business class, really. But so it's funny to hear you say that like that. And
Yeah.
I got an idea on the structure that you can do that. Yeah, a structure in a way that you can do that I think would be dope as well. Now, my last question was it's a two-part question, but my last question is really what what was your greatest like a moment that you achieved through you engaging with your business mindset, your business purpose, and what was your I don't want to say failure, but your greatest lesson that you gained as well.
The greatest moment.
That you feel like you was like, oh, I'm in Super Saiyan business mode right now, and that's an A plus plus. I killed that. Yeah, what was that moment?
I had to say when probably like a year and a half ago when I really started just changing the way I see myself. Because you remember I told you the story about how me and Trey relationship evolved because not when I first linked with Trey, I was his client.
Okay.
And as time went on, he was teaching me the strategy. I learned the strategy. Our relationship just grew. And one day I was like, shoot, I'm like, I'm not just a client. Like I'm not just a client. And I told him like I was like, hey, like I believe in the strategy, I believe in you or whatnot, but I need, more of a cut than just, you know, what you are. I need to be some type of partnership. When I had the courage just to even bring it up, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and be like, look, I need this. I was like, oh yeah, this, and how good it made me feel to be like, yeah, I'm gonna need this because this where my value at, and this how I see myself. That was that moment where I'm like, this where I belong. This what I belong. And then
That's
with
a
him and his response being, he was already thinking it. He was
oh
like,
word?
no, that's why I said
What?
we soul brothers. I tell him all the time, like we soul brothers. He was already thinking. He was like, shoot, Sibley and being along the way, supported. I was thinking about doing. He was already thinking it. So that's how and it's the foundation of how I build any type of relationship now. It's like I feel you want me tied to what you doing, you're gonna have to give me my fair share. Cause I know once I say I'm accepting it, no, once I say I'm accepting it, I know how hard I'm about to go for you. So I need my fair share. Like I know the work I'm about to put in. Like I need my fair share. It's like
I can respect
it's
that.
like what I did with you with the podcast and like kind of how I tell you when I say like we 50-50 partners like as a business structure because I want you to come with that same that same energy and that same value that I'm coming with day in and day out. So it
Right,
mean
right.
it mean more to you when you know you being valued, you getting what you worth because we live in a society where our economic system is not based on, you don't get paid on based on what you worth. It's what the market says you worth, and all the time the
Mm,
market don't
true.
pay you. It's not what you worth, so
Right, right. I see. I wasn't even expecting that type of answer. I was. That's a great answer. I wasn't expecting it at all. I was thinking it was about to be something like, I did this investment and got the greatest feedback, and it felt like the whole process was perfect.
uh,
So that's a different answer that I was
no,
expecting.
it was most definitely that moment because it was that moment I came out of my shell and I was like, and I just accepted who I was, and I was like, look, I know I create this value, and if you want to do business with me, or I can do this, and I'm still gonna support, but I need this, you know,
Right,
and
right.
and that's
Okay,
just
so
and so. But then what was the other question? What was
what
that moment
what
of?
was your what do you feel was your greatest lesson? I was gonna say what do you feel was your greatest failure moment, but I want to turn that into a lesson. What do you feel your greatest lesson was in engaging with your business mindset or the business Sibley, even though that's who you are as a person?
That's probably a up to date one too, and it just go to changing that mentality from being in love with the cash to adopting the credit mentality and understanding like credit plus the cash is what creates the cash flow. That's probably the biggest one because it made the billionaire desire, it took it from a pipe dream to actual reality because like now I can really see it because I know it I know I'm gonna get there through leverage, and that's just not only leveraging cash, that's leveraging relationships. So yeah,
Dang.
that's most definitely. I told you when we get to talking about business, like it's a forum that I can
Right.
go on and go on.
You definitely got me thinking. Another answer I wasn't expecting. I was expecting something like I invested, lost all of this, and now I'm like, you know what? I need to get better. But nope, another answer I wasn't expecting. So okay.
I mean, I have those moments, but they just not bigger than those because
Right.
those moments. Oh, I got those moments too. I mean, like I say, we can do 3 hours on this. I have those moments too because to get to where we've gotten with our Forex strategy, I put at least 7K into it. And I mean, that's at least 7K because I told you, bro, I was every single spare dollar I had, I was sewing that, I was putting it into there. I was putting it into. I'm like, I gotta keep doing this. I gotta keep doing this, and it got me
Right.
to now to where we A1 with it, we surgical with it, and it's just
Okay.
you know.
Wow. Well, shoot. Been a minute since I've been in school. You know, I don't think I'm gonna get a degree of any other, of any kind. But I appreciate you there, Sir Sibley. I'm gonna close my book there.
He's so funny. You know, man, this episode most definitely was my pleasure.
Man, yeah,
This is a great way for me to just start my day, you know. Yeah, we're gonna have to do more of these because when we start bringing people on, you know, we're gonna do we're gonna come back to all of this, and I'm gonna get more.
Right.
I don't want to say more quote unquote qualified people, but
respected individuals for their own reasons.
Not respected, but
a
different
value.
a different perspective, I guess. You know.
Okay.
To all of that because everybody, you know, situation's different. And mine just so happened to be within the last 2 years, you know, because I don't know if I'd made it we probably wouldn't have a podcast if, you know, those certain situations don't happen. I know for a fact the one where I was like, telling them like I need a certain type of cut of this partnership deal. I most definitely know because I wouldn't be in this awareness where to have the confidence to get on here and, you know, say, yeah, I got a billionaire benchmark. And, you know, I get more confident the more I, you know, get within, you know, you know, just game planning the vision and, you know, seeing certain things that's, you know, that just manifest themselves. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah, that's why it's so key for me to make certain, you know, tweaks in my life to where I'm only focused on vision. Period.
Right.
You know,
what you can build off of the most.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't got no ending quote, so to speak. I mean, the only thing I could think of is, you know, I can just say thank you, Teacher Sibley, you know, getting me out of my shell and taking notes, you know.
Hey man, it was my pleasure. And yeah, you know,
Yeah.
anytime, that's right up my alley. That's why I go through the things I go through, because I know I gotta be the one to expose people to
Hey,
certain
you
things,
know how I
because
feel
without
about it.
me, they might not be exposed to it. You go back and forth,
Hey,
the first episode, accepting that responsibility. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's our responsibility. So it's most definitely my pleasure. Um, and yeah, that's what we gonna leave y'all on, cause whew, I gave y'all some value today. I ain't even gonna lie. And I usually don't say that when we still live with it. I feel about the episode, but I'm I'm most definitely gonna say, boy, cause I'm going over an hour, and I don't even do that.
Hey man, hey,
Yeah,
if
so
you feel it, you feel it. You dropping
so
30s
yeah,
out
I
here,
was
do
most
you, bro?
definitely in flow today, and I appreciate you for that, brother. Cause I got a virtual conference today, so I'm already in the mode. So I appreciate
Right.
you for getting me
Uh,
in this mode, because I love being in that teacher mode and serving.
yeah,
So
it's no big deal. Everything happened for a reason in my eyes.
facts,
So,
facts. And well, you don't have nothing else, my brother.
no, no, I don't.
All right, we good then. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We see y'all next week.
Yes, sir, indeed.
Let's create.
Let's create.